Well, keep your hands off of them.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a lie. Some people are very oversexual.
Until they meet the person.
Some people are very oversexual.
Well, you get levels to it.
But I feel like if they meet the right person who brings it out of them more.
Yeah, if you meet somebody who.
I don't know.
In the right context, I can see, but some people.
But if you cut your partner off for 3 years, you just don't like that person.
No, that's deep. That's deep.
You don't like
stuff.
that person.
Yeah. Oh.
Just let
No wonder she coming in there angry, about to set it off.
She be coming to work mean. I'm like, you okay? She be like, I'm good. I'm okay. But I'm like,
that's why.
But you know,
let her be in the 40s.
You be the vibe.
Let her be in the 40s. I'm telling you, her hormones kicking in too. Yeah, she mad. She big mad.
She angry.
I'm like, why she mad? I'm like, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm be in this meeting. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay.
No, this is good stuff though.
So let me ask you a question. But I got a question for you. So when it comes to being celibate, do women struggle with celibacy in the dating world? And if so, how? Because I feel like most guys are not into that. Like just everyday men are not into that. Mm-hmm. So I want to know if women do struggle in the world, if that is a struggle with that, how do you discover new ways to connect with a man versus it being so sexual? Because if you're a celibate woman and you're dating, and most men, the average guy gonna say, man, I ain't that ain't really my swag. You know what I mean? How do you connect with the guy that you're dating, and instead of it making it about sex? Because usually when people date, they want to have sex. I mean, let's just keep it a bean. Yeah. So how do you balance that? All that.
I know that can't man
be
of God.
That's why that's one of my deal non-negotiable, a man after God's own heart. But it's I would say it would be probably challenging for men and women. I've recently had I hope he ain't watching, but recently experienced that with a guy being really into me and saw the value in, like you said, but he wasn't there yet. We were two different places spiritually. He was still a believer, but he was like, he couldn't. He's never did that. Didn't know anybody who did that. So it was hard for him.
What's his relationship like with Jesus?
But it was hard for him to continue dating me. And even though he was really into me, because he said he knew he could fall in love with me, but he could not wait until marriage. And it was like, at first I was like, because that was the first time I experienced that. But I was like, okay, I wasn't mad, because I was like, we're just in two different places spiritually, and I can't. And when I talked to my therapist about it, she was just like, yeah, when you said stumble, I think that's a great thing to put out there, because he would have been. She was like, no, you can't carry him. Y'all got to be agree in the same. Same space, headspace.
Yeah,
like we're doing it together, right? Because he would have been tempted.
But is it possible you're going out with a guy and maybe he's not there yet, but he said, you know what, I'm willing to work on getting there? Or would you say it still would be an imbalance?
For me, it would still be an imbalance, and I would have to see the fruits of the spirit. I ain't going. It's about a lifestyle with me. Respect. Yeah, if I could tell, and I'll go into prayer about it.
Do not date to convert. It doesn't work.
Right, right. That part.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because I honestly know people who have like. I honestly know people who want the woman said she was celibate, the man said she was celibate, and it was so cute because they were scared to tell each other, and they eventually told each other, but they both wanted to wait, and then they did that for almost 4 years before they got married. So sometimes you meet somebody where y'all be on the same journey, and you're scared to broach the situation because since you don't know and you're really into each other. But there are other times where I know people where one might have been there, like the woman might have been already doing, and the man is like, you know what, I do want to try it. That's interesting because I do see the value. Can you work with me? And if they saw different attributes like, okay, he's serious, then yeah, it works. Then they still had different boundaries, because you have to set boundaries. That's what I said. It goes back to knowing yourself, right? If you know that if kissing, some people can't even kiss, because that might take them to the next level, right? So it's about knowing yourself and being honest and communicating that with your partner. Like, hey, what are our boundaries? That's the answer, that one piece of the question. And the other piece is, yes, there's different ways to connect. For me, my love languages are words of affirmation and physical touch. So there's other things you can do as far as intimacy. It's not just sex.
And people look at it's funny, and I'm glad you cleared it up because a lot of people when they say physical touch, they always automatically think about sex, but sometimes it could be hold my hand.
Yeah, it's touching. Touching. Doing different things, or showing admiration for you with my hands, or different things, but not doing it in a way that it's arousing you and it's arousing me. Like you gonna be butt naked, me give you a massage? No, that ain't. We can't do that. Okay, I'm not playing them games. Right. That's not the physical touch I'm talking about. We gotta have boundaries.
It ain't going down like that.
Right, but there are other ways to be intimate, and when I have gotten to know people, and when you take sex off the table, you really get to see people for who they are. Like I got to see a guy for who he really was, and it's like, oh, I really like him. Like my ex, we really liked each other because we were so mentally aligned, and we would do other things, and we still. This is before I was celibate, but it wasn't on a regular basis because it's like we found other ways to connect. You know what I mean? And so when you do take sex off the table and you connect other ways to that person, you get to see them. You're not clouded by your judgment. You know what I mean? Especially females. We're not clouded like, oh, the dick is good, but he might beat me. No, you can see that he's hostile. He has a temper. He might beat you. You could clearly see that because you're not clouded by that. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you said that. It's almost like risk and control. Like you put a control in place, which is the celibacy. And you say, you know what? That's going to expose who he really is by me putting this in place because I got to protect.
Yeah.
I got to
protect my heart.
The risk of STDs. I run the risk of the oops baby or whatever it is. So I'm glad that you said that it really exposes of who the person is and what their motives are. Because like you said, so many different ways to connect with a person.
Yeah. You know, and it's beautiful too.
Yeah. Cause that's one thing because I've had relationships in the past where the sex was so great, but it overpowered the relationship. And I'm saying, man, but then when I took it off the table, it was nothing there. Oh. And I'm like, oh, okay, it definitely is. So I'm like,
because you built your foundation on sin. No,
you're messing with you. You're right. That's crazy. Let me ask both of you guys a question, though. I got a question for you guys. Is it true, and give me your whys, too, is it true that most men could be celibate with the right woman? And because I feel like this is a very controversial question because a lot of people can't answer it with a straight face, but I just want to know. I'm not talking. And here's the thing: I'm not talking about any woman. I'm not talking about any little chicken head out there. Yeah. I'm talking about with the right woman.
The one.
Yeah. Can any man change? I'm gonna start with you, Randy.
No. So again, sex is a spiritual thing. It's a spirit of lust. All those things. A human can't take that off of you. The only way that you can, because eventually you're gonna try your best. Well, okay, I like this woman. I'm gonna try, but you're still gonna sneak in the bathroom and rub one out. You're still gonna.
But you don't think people can be disciplined and say, you know what, enough is enough. Maybe I've gone through therapy. Maybe I've done this, and she came at the right time. So I'm in that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you want, it is with all sin, right? If you want to break from that sinful nature, that lifestyle of your sin, the only way to do that is with the Holy Spirit. Okay. So she can, I would say like motivate you and or inspire you to grow closer to God. But it's like if there's no, you're gonna always fall into it if you don't have that Holy Spirit as your shield or whatever. But I say no. A human can't make you change from a sinful nature.
They can encourage you.
Encourage.
I would say inspire because I even know
but they can't just change you.
Even just talking to because I'm vocal and I don't judge anybody. This is my journey, right? I don't think I'm better. I don't think I've arrived. This is just where I'm at, right? But I'm transparent, and I know that people have told me I've encouraged them or inspired them, right? And so, and then if that causes them to, let me. Again, it's the flesh. You gotta kill it daily. It's not It's not easy.
Renew your mind every day.
You renew your mind. You can't come in the next day to the thing you had the day before. Yes.
What about you, Fee?
You said any man?
I'm just.
Oh man,
Keon, please, man, please.
I'm just saying, putting the right.
I'm keeping it real.
Right,
no.
Okay.
No, bro.
Because he said any man.
Any man, no.
So you said something.
No.
It is what it is. Some
No,
people, it is what it
man.
is.
He
Some
took,
people, it is what it
because
is.
he, dirty dick Rodney.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Respect, like no respect, like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a special journey that not everybody's willing to take, bro. That's just
Yeah.
what it is.
Right.
And you can't force that anybody, and you can't force the other.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
it's just,
right.
it's
Yeah.
just got to be for you in that situation, that
And I
journey.
respect it.
bro.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I asked that question, because I've talked to men before who's been some of the biggest slurs you ever met in your
Right.
life.
The biggest
they-
what?
Slurs.
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 He